It's another absolutely beautiful morning here in Chiang Dao. And today I'm doing a breakfast ride to the village of Wiang Haeng. It's about 80 k's away, and it's going to take me past several hill tribe villages as it skirts the Burmese border. Immediately after leaving Chiang Dao, I take the first left onto the 1178, and from here it's another 10 k's or so before the turnoff into the 1322. Based on Google Maps, I was expecting a tight, narrow, rural road, so I was pleasantly surprised to find this waiting for me. This road is incredible. Fast, flowing, smooth. Because you can see so far ahead, it doesn't feel as narrow as it really is. This section of road apparently climbs to about 1,000 meters high. But I'm guessing the gradient must be quite gentle. I'm already on the ridgeline, but I barely felt the bike climbing. This is definitely a road for a sports bike. Mostly short shifting and staying between 3rd and 5th gear. I'm really surprised at how this road has managed to stay off my radar for all these years. The main towns or villages along the route are at Wiang Haeng and Piang Loang. And based on what I've been reading about the area, they seem to be popular places for those looking for a rustic, culturally diverse escape for a day or two into the northern Thai countryside. Today it's just going to be a short recce, an exploratory look-see, to decide if the towns and roads I'm riding by today might actually be worth coming back a second or even a third time. And also a recce to see if this is the kind of road I'd be comfortable riding up on a bigger bike and possibly with a passenger. The 1322 snakes on for about 15 k's until I hit the Lisu hill tribe village of Mecha. And from here, the fast, smooth section unfortunately comes to an end. The road is visibly patchier and definitely a little bit bumpier. It's also getting a bit narrower and tighter. So for most of the way I'm staying in 2nd and 3rd gear. The road is also starting to get a little steeper. And I know approaching Wiang Haeng there are a couple of tight hairpins that I'm going to have to deal with. Riding through these hairpins, I try to stay as close to the outside as I can. I find that at the outer edge of the corner, the turn seems less sharp and less inclined. You also do get a better view of the road ahead. And most important, staying near the edge creates a bit of a buffer space in case someone coming in the other direction overshoots the turn. There's also so much dense vegetation and tree cover, it's not always possible to get a good sense of oncoming traffic. And the real danger here is oncoming vehicles. Thankfully, traffic today has been sparse. Eventually I make it to Wiang Haeng, Finally, time for breakfast. Immediately after Wiang Haeng, the road really turns to shit. I'm filming this on March the 1st, 2025, so hopefully all this gets repaired over the next couple of months. At Wiang Haeng, the 1322 joins the 1178, and on this northern section of the loop, the right turns into a slog. It's a shame though, from a cultural and geographical perspective, this region is definitely quite unusual. Chiang Dao is actually a border town, and on the other side it's Myanmar's Shan state. The area is home to many different tribes and cultures, which is what makes it so interesting. We have the Shans from Myanmar, and there are also Thai hill tribes such as the Lisu, the Lahu, and there are also ethnic northern Thais as well living in the area. And last but not least, the descendants of the nationalist Chinese army. Chiang Dao is actually a Chinese village built by KMT nationalists, and it's located right on the Thai-Burmese border. So in many ways quite similar to the more popular Mesalong village in Chiang Rai. When it comes to these small rural roads, you really can't tell how nice they are or otherwise just by looking on a map. On my regular bike, which is a bigger, heavier sports tourer, I normally stay very well clear of roads like these. And the thought of riding up, or in this case down, an unfamiliar mountain road on a heavy bike, exciting? Yes. Fun? Not so much. But on something like this RS660, bad roads are a whole lot easier to stomach. Even with its 17-inch wheels and firm suspension, the Aprilia seems to be coping quite well with the mixed terrain. It really does feel that its lightweight is helping it glide over road imperfections rather than bounce or slide around. And down the steep gravelly sections, I noticed that I don't need to apply excessive brake pressure to slow down, and that really helps a lot. But it's still a bit unnerving going down this series of hairpins. The road is in horrible shape. This section is basically gravel and broken, rutted tarmac. I'm pretty sure I couldn't come to a complete stop by the side of the road here. Tires would just slide out from under me. And this is what makes me nervous about exploring smaller mountain roads. By the time you hit a bad section of road, it's not always possible to turn back. Once I crested over the hill and found myself rolling down the steep sandy trail, turning back midway down the hill really wasn't an option. At this point, there's only one way to go, and it's down. Although this road, the 1178, runs all the way back to Chiang Dao, I've still got about 60 km to cover before I get to the section where the 1178 actually begins to resemble a provincial highway. Right now it's just a broken gravel road, and unfortunately it stays like this most of the way. Times like these, it's nice to be able to stand up on the pegs on a bike with long travel suspension, 21-inch front, and just power on through. Of course, there are some obstacles that even the best off-road machines aren't going to be able to ride through, and I'm about to run into one of them. Looks like it's definitely the end of the road here. It's completely submerged up ahead, and I'll have to go back. The thought of having to retrace my route, all 100 k's of it, makes me want to drown myself right here in this pond. So I checked with Google Maps, and that wonderful app has shown me a 10-minute detour through the nearby town of Wiang Haeng, a detour that lets me rejoin the 1170. Looks like I might actually make it back to Chiang Dao for lunch, after all. Today's ride on the Wiang Haeng Loop was not quite the mountain ride I was looking for. The road has so much potential, but today it's just been one of those rides where I'm glad it's over. And I'm genuinely very, very impressed with how well the Aprilia has coped with the terrain. It never lost grip, never gave me any scary moments. I always felt in control. And I can also say that Route 1322 is going to make for an extraordinary motorcycling road when it is fully repaired. When it gets a fresh layer of tar, this route will definitely be in the running for the title of Best Motorcycling Road in Northern Thailand. But until then, best proceed with caution.